Welcome everyone to the Real Life Trading Swing Trading Room, where our mission is to enrich lives. My name is Brad Reed and I am a real life trader. I'd like to encourage you to be good. And by good, I mean get out of debt, achieve your financial dreams, and give generously to your community and not get allergies, right, Robert? What's going on, everyone? It's 9 o'clock on April 26th. 9 o'clock Eastern. So my daughter had her talent show today, and I was home by 5 o'clock. I was home by the normal time, but the teacher said, hey, be ready for this thing to run late. So today was the rehearsal. Tomorrow's the real deal. I think she'll do great. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for the schedule change. I apologize because I know it interrupts all of y'all's schedule as well, but I appreciate your flexibility so that so that I can be a dad. So thank you all for being here. You guys rock. And if you are not able to be here, but you're watching the video, you too rock. Thank you for being real life traders. Let's get going, shall we? Should I do the recount the NFL draft tonight, or should we talk about stocks? We'll talk stocks. Great candle today, right? And on Monday, we were saying that Tuesday, we were saying that this candle here would dictate what happens probably the rest of the week. So tomorrow, I would actually be excited to see a bullish candle up there. If we don't gap, I bet we'll get an inside candle for Friday. Friday afternoons can typically be reversal days. So we might have a bearish push at the end of the day Friday. Again, trading is not about predicting, it's about reacting. But it looks like we did push higher in the after hours. Looks like we're also making a descending triangle. Who really knows what we will do in the morning? But I would not be surprised if we go higher tomorrow, at least to start the day. Now, if we do go higher tomorrow, I would expect bullishness for a couple of minutes to a couple of hours, but then I would expect a roll down of some point. Be aware we are approaching the daily 100 on the SPY, but overall, let's see, Mila says retest gap. Yes, ma'am. But we retested. I guess that was kind of that first candle. Oh, man. How did I miss that first candle on the 15-minute? I would have gone long on the SPY. Enter there, stop there. 2R is right about there. Ooh. I missed that one. What did it look like on the 5-minute? Oh, it looked terrific on a 5-minute. Yep, entry there, stop there. I might have gotten trailed out for break even there or there, but at any rate, woulda, coulda, shoulda, might have, maybe, something like that. SPY, gorgeous bullish candle today. Volume decreasing. We'll see what happens tomorrow. DIA, a very similar looking candle. Yeah, all the indices are about the same. Let's hope for a bullish push. Let's hope that this is a higher low. Would love for us to push through that daily 100 on both the SPY and the DIA and make a higher high next week. Let's see it. QQQs, same kind of thing. Although we are at the daily 100 on the Qs now, and on the other indices, that daily 100 is floating up somewhere around in there. So if we can go higher on the Qs, that might work well for the rest of it. There are some really big announcements tomorrow for some tech companies. I don't know if I have them all here. Let me switch to my day trade list. Intel has theirs. Amazon has theirs. Who else has their earnings whispers tonight or tomorrow? Microsoft, yes. Okay, so Amazon has already done their earnings. Microsoft has already done theirs. And Intel also did theirs. Energy Transfer Partners has a couple of days, right? Yeah, they have a lot of time. Okay, so Amazon, Microsoft, and Intel. Let's add those to the swing trade list. Amazon, Microsoft, Intel. Amazon, Microsoft, Intel. And we'll go take a look at those and see how we might day trade those tomorrow morning. Mila says they are all up after the afternoon announcement. So let's see if they hold. Facebook and AMD had some very, very interesting moves today. Those are on the list, so we'll take a look at those. But yeah, if Amazon and some of those really big companies are up in the morning, that could propel us bullish on all of these indices again tomorrow. IWM, gorgeous little rounding pattern there. Wish today's candle was on bigger volume if we were going to have a bullish pop, but that's kind of what we've seen for maybe the last year and a half. Just those bullish pops don't have quite as much volume as the bearish ones do, but as we say, the bear jumps out the window and the bull creeps up the stairs, meaning that bullish climbs are very slow and bearish ones are very big. Clive says that Amazon might be opening at a 52-week high, at least right now in the post market. It's at a 52-week high. Awesome. That sounds exciting. Volatility goes down when the market goes up. So as expected. Groovy, let's go take a look at some of our open trades. ZUO, nice move today. Let's see how far this can break tomorrow, folks. This looks very much like a double bottom. So time to be more bullish than bearish. The real question is, if we have another bullish candle tomorrow, do I move the stop up to there, or do I wait for Jeremy to come back on Monday? And honestly, I don't think it matters. If we do take out that level somehow tomorrow, I will definitely move the stop up to there, for sure. BILI has not yet triggered. But if it does move on up and trigger us in, then these will be all higher lows, which would be an extremely bullish, extremely bullish sign. If it does want to roll back down, we'll just cancel the trade. No harm, no foul. Speaking of harms and fouls, Delta Airline did its thing. We were talking about this being a potential double top, but didn't really have time to get out or adjust the trade or adjust the stop or anything. So darn near a full R loss. Let's see, Delta Airlines, there it is. Yeah, 1 R loss. I went ahead and closed that out, stopped out at 53.09. So that one is done. Of course, I'd be happy to look at Southwest Airlines. I think I have it on the list for today. Yep, it's on the list. So Mike, we will get to that. You want to contrast it to Delta. Let's just go ahead and do that now. So Southwest also had kind of a breakdown, but had a bullish candle. I don't really see too much comparison between the two, even though they are both prominent airline stocks. Is there anything in particular, Mike? We will definitely look at Southwest Airlines later on. Just curious. All right. We will come and take a look at that. Let's see. Delta Airlines. All those lines are deleted off the list. SAIL, really nice candle today on fairly pathetic volume. I am not yet ready to panic on this because I am pretty bullish over the next couple of days. But if you don't like that volume and that little bitty tiny candle and you want to close this out tomorrow for a very small profit just to take the risk off the table and book a win at the end of the month, that's fair. That is fair. An exit up there would be less than an R. So at this point, I'm going to leave sale open. The plan was always, once it sets a new high, it'd be to raise the stop either to there or there. Probably there. So I'm still going to wait for that to happen. Blue Apron, woohoo, got triggered in today. So 216. This trade is now open. Oh, no, it's active. 2.16. And the target on that, let's see, if we can hit 270 tomorrow, let's just go ahead and take that, call that a win. I think there is a good chance that Blue Apron has a very long run up, but April's drawing to a close. We're about break even now, so would love to lock in a win, and just so April can close in the in bullish territory. Yeah, big volume coming in too. I bet there's a great chance that this thing continues higher strongly tomorrow. There is after hours. Looks like it's holding. Looks like it's holding. We shall see. DDD. Big bearish candle despite everything else going bullish, but it is into that daily 100 simple moving average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Can't really count that high. That's a lot of bearish candles in a row. This one yesterday was a perfect doji. So it is due for a bounce. Now it's on the daily 100. So tomorrow might be the day for it to bounce. Again, the main reason that you would sell a naked put is because you want to buy shares or you were ready to buy shares. Some folks have messaged me that they don't want shares. So if you are in that situation, you might look to buy a put below it. That would turn this into a bull put spread. Or go ahead and just close this out. I think today there was an opportunity to escape on this for break even or a very small profit. If you sold a naked put on DDD, the plan is that you either keep the premium or you take the shares. Now, if you do take the shares, you can turn around, sell a covered call immediately, get that premium, and perhaps even sell them for a small profit, or you can hold and see if you can push DDD all the way up. There's options when you trade options. That's why we call them options. So at least for the official trade, I do not want to make any adjustments for DDD. Ash says, does this go even lower or maybe the bounce? I've been thinking for a couple of days that this may be the bounce, but that's pretty serious volume. I suppose it could be bearish exhaustion volume, and we take a bounce off the 100. But that's a lot of bearish candles in a row, Ash, right? I mean, and it's going parabolic. There are still lots of supports, right, before this thing gets close to the put. So there's still lots of supports in the way. Robert says they have earnings again on May 3rd, or may do some sort of pre-announcement thing. If you are concerned, you can go ahead and put a buy limit, a buy stop, because you've sold to open. You would want to put a buy stop somewhere around 20 or 21 cents on this option to see if you can exit for break even or a little profit, because it does sound like there are several people that are in on this thing that don't really want to own shares. So consider that. A megaphone pattern. I'm not sure what a megaphone pattern is. Talking like a triangle? To me, it looks like a potential double top. Really big for a double top, but one that expands to the right. Okay, so I call those inverted triangles. I don't know how to draw that. Like that, maybe? Someone says a symmetrical triangle, which is kind of more how I would draw it. Either way, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, right? Let's hope that this is bearish exhaustion volume. Man, how awesome would it be if it wants to gap up to there tomorrow and go kapoo? That would be like so awesome. After hours is holding or potentially bouncing. Looks like it got wrecked early in the morning and recovered in the afternoon. So that could be a good sign rather than it getting wrecked late in the day. Ash says, a squeeze coming? No, not for a while. Not for a while. But yeah, if it jumps up there and takes off bullish, these shorts would be squeezed. I agree. The first thing when someone says squeeze, I think Bollinger Band squeeze. But yeah, short squeeze could happen. It's got a ways to go though before that could happen. All righty, catching up on the chat pane. Let's take a look at PETS. If y'all have more questions on DDD, type them in or send me a message on Slack at Brad Reed. It is 9 o'clock Eastern time where I'm at, so I'm going to bed soon because I'm getting a very special delivery at about 5:45 in the morning. And then I get to do the webinar from 12 to 2, and then tomorrow's swing trading webinar is 4 to 5. Ash says, I'm very happy to report that I made my very first 2R today. Thanks to Latoya. Nice, Ash. Very cool. We're going to celebrate with you. At Angie B. 1 FTP for at Ash. Ash K. New, right? For her first 2R trade today. And she says, thanks to at Latoya. That really should be capitalized. That's a crime. Latoya Smith. So, Ash, we can say thank you to Latoya for finding the trade, but you're the one that pushed the buttons. You're the one that decided, yeah, I am going to do that trade. You were the one that figured out if you're going to do the same numbers or different numbers than Latoya. That is on you that you got that win. So congratulations. Nicely done. That is your win. And yeah, definitely Latoya is amazing. And she is fast. Ash says, yes, I agree. I did a different plan and also traded AAL for half an hour. Dang, there you go, Ash. Woohoo! Nicely done. A lot of traders this week are saying that they're getting their first 1R, first 2R wins. Congratulations. It's like we got a new class that's graduating. Nicely done. Nicely done. Mila, you were one of those, and Ash, you were one of those. If you wouldn't mind, and maybe some of the others, Mike, I think you had a big win recently. Clive, you've had a big win recently. Robert, you as well. Robert, you had several big wins recently. What is the thing that changed for you? What is it that, what advice would you give to new traders that may still be looking for their first win, or traders that have just joined? Give us some tips and tricks that helped you go from where you were to where you are now. Mila says, just do it. Mike says, writing down my plan and asking other traders to hold him accountable. Love it. Great advice. Keep them coming. Robert says patience, Paytience. Awesome advice. I got to tell y'all, Robert, I have not been patient lately, and it's cost me quite a bit. I did get 2R today, but let's see. MU looks good. So we are done with the current trades. I got to show y'all AT&T today. It Novembered me twice. And for those of y'all that were trading with me in November of 2016, it's a month where I had at least 10 trades come up, hit my stop to the penny, and then run to the target. So my first trade on AT&T was on the 1 minute. And let me see. Some of y'all may have smaller screens than mine. Let me blow this up. Blah, blah, do, 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 do. So I put my entry right beneath this bullishness and got triggered in right there. And when this started to retest, I said, you know what? I'm not going to lose a full R. So I lowered my stop 1 penny above the top of that one. And wouldn't you know, that candle stopped me out for like a 3/4 R loss to the penny. And then on the 5 minute, a little bit later, I came in again and I took this breakdown, and I had a target down there, and when it missed it twice, I raised it to there, lowered my stop to the top of that guy, and it hit that one, crossed it by a penny, and then it went down, hit the second support, so I would have had my second target right there. Woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda, might have, maybe. Oh, another tip. Ash says, I back traded my trades on which I lost and thought about why I did what I did, and today patience paid really. It was mostly paper account for a month. Some typing errors and not reading the orders also cause losses. All right. Awesome, Ash. Thanks for those tips. Great practice. Yep. Practice, practice, practice. Cool. So, yeah, lost on AT&T once, one small once, but overall finished up with 2R today. Let's take a look at what's gapping in the morning. I got plenty of time. I guess I'm a little bit. I don't know what I'm on. I'm excited. I'm energetic. I have exhaustion volume or exhaustion energy right now. Right? It's 9 o'clock at night. It's bedtime, and yeah, I'm ready to sleep. Up on adrenaline. You know, it's hard to be sleepy and tired when I'm trading with some of the awesome talent that's in this chat room right now. Okay, so Amazon had earnings. This is a 5 minute. Let's go to the daily. Someone was saying that they are up over that peak in after hours. So big jump at earnings, currently in the low 1600s. If we switch to the daily, so right now it is, yeah, somewhere right around in this area. So would be an amazing retest gap if we're to open up there. And I can tell y'all right now, I will be watching this at open. I hope it does open right about where it is right now. 1617.54 is that level. If I get a bearish candle in the first 5 minutes, I will be going long. Probably have to do it with shares just because the options are so darn expensive. Tomorrow is Friday, and options expire on Friday. So if you can do absolute value options on Amazon, would be a great opportunity. So that is what I will be doing on. That's what I'll be doing on Amazon tomorrow. If by some crazy reason it does gap down, it's really going to have to gap down below that before I trade it bearish. I will be watching for that daily 100, but a gap below that would be just absolutely tremendous because an insane amount of bullish people would be trapped on Amazon and wreck it down to that lower wick. I really don't think that happens. I think we go bullish on Amazon tomorrow. What would be too big of a gap to go bullish on Amazon? I'm going to be hesitant if it opens in the 1700s. I'm not saying I wouldn't take it bullish, but I would be hesitant. If it opens as high as the 1800s, then I'll definitely be thinking that's more of a fade. Today's earnings: Amazon, Microsoft, Intel, Baidu, EXPE. All right, I got Baidu on there. Let's put Expedia on there. All right. So that's the plan on Amazon and UNP and TU. Okay, so I would like to try and get through all of these in the next 5 minutes, and then we have 30 minutes to analyze the stocks on our watch list and go through the Transportation Thursday stocks. So that's Amazon. A lot of folks saying, thank you, Mila, for all of those. Okay, Microsoft also had earnings after the close today. And at least for right now, it is at the somewhere between 98 and 96.50 has been the action. So at one point it did clear the recent high here. Is that all-time high? Let's throw some data up. Yep, all-time highs. The peak there is 97.24. The peak there is 97.07. So I'll put an orange line at 97.24. And if we open above there, again, I'm going to be looking for that bearish 5-minute candle and trade the reversal. So if I get a bearish candle in the first 5 minutes, I'll put my entry there, stop there, and I will take all at 2R, and that would be awesome. Now, realize Amazon, Microsoft, Intel, a lot of these are technology stocks. I will not have 2 trades open at the same time on a stock in the same sector. All right. As far as too big of a gap, maybe up here to 102, and I might be expecting some type of fade. When I look through the volume in here, I see a lot of bearishness. So I think there might be some shorts that are trapped, some short sellers that would be trapped with the gap up. But there's also a lot of people that bought today. And then 100 would be a little bit of that indeterminate range where I would be hesitant. Anything in the 97.24 to 98 area, and I would just love a bearish candle in the first 5 minutes. Then I would enter on the breakout of that bearish candle. Intel, I thought this one might gap up today. I'm going to now bump this up to 54.36. 54.36. I'm going to make it orange. And just a quick check, yeah, all-time highs, or at least for the last several decades. Intel after hours numbers are way up there. So right now it's sitting close to 56. Is that too high for it to go further? I'll put it to you this way. If it does open up there, I will be watching Amazon and Microsoft more. But I would not be opposed to trading Intel bullish. Folks, tomorrow, it's going to be really exciting. Be patient. Wait for your trade. If 4R in a month is a fantastic month, because that 4R month just about doubles your account in a year, 1R loss tomorrow is 25%, right? Even if you're up 10R, if you lose an R on a hopeful trade, that's 10% loss. So it's better to miss a trade than to jump into a bad trade. We're coming up on the end of April. If you have had or are having a really great month, it's okay to let a good trade go just to keep the risk off the table. Baidu looks like it's been making some bottoming patterns. Would love it to gap up over 245.17, and it is over 245.17. So on Baidu, let's put a line up here at 245.17. Then the question is, where is resistance? I'm going to draw one at the top of this wick at 252.90. 252.90. Then I will draw another one where maybe the top of that guy, 257.56. And as you can see, it starts to get kind of muddy about where is resistance if we go too far. Ooh, 260 on the dot. So I will put that in there. One more quick look at the after hours. So it might be that it opens at 252.90, this first blue line, and I trade it from that blue line to the second blue line. I am bullish on Baidu. There are a lot of bulls that are profitable. So if it gets too high, if it jumps too much, I might be looking for a fade. But Robert's saying a lot of good gaps for tomorrow, but the last several Fridays have been fade cities. I think Fridays tend to be fade days in general, Robert. I think traders, professional traders, get measured on their weekly performance, and as the weekend comes, they want to just close out their trades to make their numbers look good. Kind of like I know we track our monthly performance at the end of the month. Sometimes we close out our trades maybe a little bit early just so our monthly numbers look good, and we take that. It's not just about making the numbers look good, it's about taking the risk off the table while you're up. You know, you don't want to lose on a trade. So if you're up on a trade that's nicely, close it out, take your wins. All right, so that is Baidu, Expedia. A little bit more bearish. If we are clearing this 104, I would absolutely love a gap up above that upper wick. Where are we at on Expedia in the after hours? Ooh, we're up. We're up nice. One at 118. Please tell me. Oh, so we're way up here. It might be too big of a gap for me to trade bullish, but this would be an absolutely amazing gap and go if it were to get up there. Folks, I'm going to have to turn up the speed here so I can get to swing trades. This is a swing trading room, but yeah, we got to get these. So Microsoft is there, Amazon is there, Intel is there, Baidu looks nice, Expedia looks nice as well. Got to get those on my day trade list, and I will be sure that Blake has those tomorrow. So Expedia, too big of a gap would be up here by the daily 200. Look for a fade if that happens. Maybe even around 124, I might look for a fade, but it looks like it's going to go bullish. If for some reason it reverses after hours or pre-market and we gap below there, I will be aggressive on defense on a bearish trade just because there are a lot of people that may be in this thing bearish. That is Expedia. Questions, type them in. Clive says, "Sure glad I'll be trading tomorrow, not standing beside my new hot tub with a cold hose in my hand." Yeah, that might be me. That might be me. Actually, I have to mow the grass. If y'all, some of y'all don't know me during the summer. There is a greater than 99% chance that I either need a haircut or have to mow the grass. Or both. Okay, so this one looks like it's just going sideways in the 132 range. So nothing too exciting about UNP at this time. Do they have earnings now, or were y'all suggesting this for like a swing trade? UNP. Come on, Earnings Whisper. Okay, so, they had earnings this morning. Okay, so UNP had their earnings today. As far as a swing trade, I'm probably going to wait for it to break out one of those two lines. Yeah, so that would be my plan on UNP. If for some reason it wants to gap down below there in the morning, that would be a pretty tremendous gap and go. TU, 2 bullish days in a row. Right now, it looks like it's just going sideways, not much gap at all. When is the TU earnings? Not till May 10th. So as far as a swing trade might be on TU, I like the volume here to look like a bullish push, but that looks like a pretty serious bearish trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4. I almost think it has room to go down again. I'm not going to make anything official, but strong support right in there. That's not a bad looking trade setup on TU. I'm going to wait on that for now. If I am in bullish on shares of TU, likely going to have my stop either there or there. Y'all know me. I don't like long-term trades, so I would definitely have the more aggressive stop to reduce risk and or lock in profit. Since I am a little bit more bearish on the wave count, selling a covered call around 37 or 38 seems to make a lot of sense to me. Y'all are having a good time in the chat pane. That's all I'm saying. Clive's got jokes. Clive says, "Tell us about it," because the name of the company is TELUS. Nice one, Clive. Jeremy would be proud. Jeremy would be proud. Yeah, so that's my plans on TU. If you have any questions, comments, type them in. UPS, United Parcel Service, a big bullish candle today, traded up into those moving averages. Strong candle. Looks like they had earnings at the end of February. Are they having earnings announcement soon? Oops. So they had their earnings this morning, which is why they had that big candle. They might continue tomorrow. So if they gap up above those moving averages, it would be pretty nice. Right now they are below those moving averages. So I will not be trading a pullback. I think it's highly unlikely, but if for some reason it were to open below that, you know I will be trading that bearish. But tomorrow I would expect some sort of resting candle on UPS. If you are in on this thing bullish, I think a protective stop down there makes a lot of sense. You might look to be taking some profits off the table there. Otherwise, I would be looking for a target somewhere around the top of that guy or the top of that guy. Maybe even a covered call up there around 122, 121. That would be my thoughts on UPS. Some of y'all are suggesting that tonight might be the stock tails with cocktails mixed with a swing trading room, but that's okay. Mark says several days sideways would not surprise. Yep, I think that could be one of these squiggles. I agree. Groovy. UPS, done. If you have any questions, type them in. UNP, Union Pacific, looks like they might have had earnings today. Sorry, some of y'all were putting these tickers up. Yeah, had earnings today. Didn't know if you were looking for these for earnings yesterday or not. Again, a move downward would be incredibly bearish on these, on that one. But I imagine it may go up here and wiggle for a little bit and then decide which way it's going to go. If I am in bullish on it, I'm going to have my protective stop either there or there. Again, selling a covered call like a 142 or a 146 would make a lot of sense. make a lot of dollars. I'm going to put UPS on this, and I'm going to come back and watch that in the morning. Ticker EXAS. Looks like it doesn't have earnings for a while. Oh no, it had earnings this afternoon. Sweet. So a break above 50 would be very nice. Where is it moving to? Very close, very, very close. So I will be watching EXAS in the morning, 49.83. Today's candle was bullish. A gap up would be a retest gap. And so orange is my color for retest gaps. And yeah, probably looking for resistance at the open of this big bearish candle on big bearish volume. So 52.43. 52.43. That would be a target. And also 53.65. So resistance somewhere in that range is what I would be looking for a day trade on EXAS in the morning. Yeah, so earnings happen tonight or in the morning? Have already happened. So yeah, we'll just see where that opens. Again, I would expect it to go bullish. If for some reason it does open below there, I would be pretty aggressive in a bearish direction. If it opens way up in here, I would be expecting a fade. That's kind of my plan on EXAS. Let me make sure that's on my list. EXAS. I guess UNP and UPS, I can look at those first thing in the morning as well. And UPS, yeah, I just dropped that back on the list. Good. Clive said this would be the 5-minute reversal trade of Friday. Which one are you talking about? EXAS? If it gapped up and formed a bearish candle in the first 5 minutes, yes, sir, I would love that. For it to gap up and form a bearish candle in the first 5 minutes, I enter on the breakout, protect stop underneath it. Going to hit your line and fall back. There you go. So you think it could open right about there, bearish candle, maybe down to that daily 100. I get 2R by that first resistance. Let's do it, Clive. You and me together tomorrow. I will call it out in Slack because Blake will be on the mic. We'll be sure Blake doesn't miss that one. Clive says at 49.20 now. So 49.20 is going to be right in that range. So let's see if it can go up a little bit. There's a lot of time between now and tomorrow morning. A lot of time. All right, let's go through some of these that we've been watching for a while. Ticker ALXN. I was looking for this one for a day trade. It just kind of opened and ran and did all of its craziness. I would like to go bullish on this with some type of buy limit, but my buy limit would have to be above the daily 100, and my protective stop would have to be down there, so I just don't get the reward risk on this. Even if my buy limit was down there, the reward risk is much better, but that daily 100 simple moving average is there, and I would want that to act as support. What do I want this to do to, man, I just don't think there's going to be anything that this thing does for a while that would make me want to trade it. I might wait for it to come up there and wiggle, but I got to have at least the 10 moving average, and it's going to take several weeks for that to get up there. So yeah, nothing on ALXN. If you are in on shares, I think a fairly tight stop makes a lot of sense. Maybe a covered call up there around 140. I'm going to move on. Okay, so Mule, M-U-L-E, was requested in the chat pane, but someone says it is being acquired. So if a stock is being acquired, being bought, usually the stock price is very controlled. It's very set because the company is now valued at a very set amount of money, and you can take the value of the company and divide it by the shares outstanding, and that becomes the stock price for a very long time until the stock price goes away. So generally, we just stay away from companies that are being acquired. Tell you what, though, Ash, if you want to stick around after the recording, because I'm going to run out of time, I will look at MULE, and we can talk about it. Tell you what, I'll let the recording go, and we just might go over an hour today. I think that might. Jeremy's not around to yell and scream at me, so it'd be okay. Yell and scream. I'm trying to imagine Jeremy Newsom mad, yelling and screaming. I've only seen him. Was he mad? Yeah, I've seen him mad one time, and he just got very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. But him mad, he still bounces in and out of like uncontrollable laughter and smiles. Xcel Energy, we've been watching this one for a potential breakout. It did happen today, so if you are in bullish on this, I think your protective stop either goes there or there. Watch out for that daily 200. That was kind of our hang up on it. But really, once you break through that potential resistance, yeah, your next resistance isn't up until this range. So I think bullish is the way to go. Another reason I did not want to take that is because I think this is going to take a long time to get up in those targets, right? I mean, that's late summer. I say late summer. Late summer, if you call summer the school summer. July 21st is the start of summer, and that's about when you would be hitting that. But yeah, I think mid to late July is when you'd be hitting the targets. We're in April, so that's a long time to be in a trade for me. But I think bullish is the way to go on XEL. If you are in on it, stops down there. Covered calls maybe around the 49 or 50 area. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Facebook gapped up today, had some bullish runs. A lot of people wanted to take it bullish, but man, it just didn't really give any signals. Facebook is a gap and go, but something tells me it's going to retest. If it does go sideways for a little bit, then I can definitely take it bullish. You might go bullish on it with a move up there with a protective stop in there, but there's going to be strong resistance about 1 R away. I almost want this thing to come down, wait for it to do that, and then wiggle over there, and then get in. But a lot of times when a stock gaps and forms a doji like that, you can trade it either direction. But for me, I'm going to wait. But yeah, Mila's saying bracket it. I think that's a fair play. I'm going to wait, but realize everyone who's been bearish on Facebook and through here, everyone who says that Congress is going to do something to smack them around, fine them, or pass some new laws that'll limit Facebook. I don't know, Zuckerberg's a smart dude. I'm going to wait, but if you are in on shares on Facebook, a tight stop there or right in the middle of the gap seems to make a lot of sense, especially if you can lock in some profit. Covered calls might be getting some nice premium up here in the 187.50 or 190 range. Yeah. Questions, thoughts on Facebook? Ash says, how do you bracket it? It's basically having an entry if it breaks out that side and an entry if it breaks out that side. Whichever way it goes, the other one becomes the protective stop. Now, because of all this right in here, I would not take it bearish. But yeah, both of these would be the entries. And as soon as one triggers, you have to go back in your broker and make the other one the stop. Clive says, so much better and safer looking place out there than Facebook. I agree, Clive. That's a very good way to say it. It looks like a good play, but there are others. Yeah, Mila says, Ash, go bullish above the doji and bearish below. There we go. Mark said you can set them up as an OCO, order cancels order. So I have an order there and an order there. As soon as one fills, it cancels the other one. Groovy, folks. That's Facebook. We talked about ALXN. AMD, I did trade this one today for a solid, what was it? A little over an R, about an R, something like that. Let me get some of my lines off of here. There are this one I like a little bit more than Facebook if you want to bracket it. And the main reason is because all of these bears got trapped. It's a gorgeous gap and go. This thing could go easily up into that daily 200. So if you want to put your entry there, protect your stop there, I would actually go ahead and put a target in because there's a solid chance that this thing runs up to that tomorrow, especially with some of the bullish reports of the other tech stocks. The whole sector may move. 50% of the move of a stock is due to the sector. So, yeah, if you are in on it, protect your stop nice and tight right in there and wait for that to go up. CVGW, avocados, very nice bullish action. Mila, you might look to take a partial right up there. Protective stop there, or you might shoot it up there if that would lock in a profit. ADSK, would love to take that thing bearish, but those moving averages right there say, don't do it. Don't do it, Brad. Don't do it. It might go more bullish. If I'm in shares of ADSK, I've got to stop there. I think I'm selling covered calls in the 141, 142 area. As far as looking for an entry, I'm going to wait for a wiggle up here or a wiggle down here with those moving averages and a lot closer. In the speed round, I know I'm way short on time. PayPal had earnings recently. If I'm going bearish on it, I'm going to wait for a wiggle down here on this support area with that 200 coming in. There's a lot of bearish candles in here, or I'd wait for a wiggle up there. I like that one better. I like that one a lot better. If I'm in shares of PayPal, I've got a protector stop below that support and just below that daily 200 and looking for a bounce here. And maybe covered calls 84, 86, something like that. Tesla, Transportation Thursday. Tesla had a nice candle. We've been waiting for that. Again, I think I've been talking about how I think this is just a very exaggerated bullish flag pattern. I don't see the signal I want to take that bullish, but if we can come up here and wiggle, bullish, stop, target 1, target 2 on Tesla. I think this thing could really get charged up and break through some walls. That's a horrible analogy because some people lately have been driving Teslas into restaurants and stores and things like that. So I apologize for that. I'm still more bullish than bearish on Tesla, just waiting for a sign. Man, folks, if Tesla gaps down below that tomorrow, I will definitely be putting my foot on the gas to roll that down the hill. Clive says, give us a break. No brakes, sir. No brakes for Teslas. At least that's what the drivers are reporting. Groovy, that's Tesla. Ford. They say nothing stops a Ford. I had a nice little bump today. Now this one, I do kind of like the idea of maybe a break above the 200, stop right in there. That actually, that's a good trade. I want a little bit more of a, it's a good trade. It's not great. It's not fantastic. What would I want? Yeah, I think I want this thing to wiggle just a little bit underneath that moving average and then take the breakout entry there, stop there. Ford's going to be on my watch list for a swing trade, maybe even tomorrow. Let's see. If I'm in bullish already on shares on Ford, protector stop down there or maybe there. Covered calls might be nice somewhere up here. That's my Ford idea. General Motors also had a bullish day today. Has a little bit more work to do before I would trade it. If I'm in bullish on shares, a protective stop underneath this support I think would be good. Target 1 is going to be somewhere around these moving averages. Target 2 there, maybe target 3 somewhere up in there. As far as what I would want to see to enter, let's let this thing come up here into those moving averages, wiggle, wiggle, something like that on General Motors. RSI and bullish divergence on the hourly on Tesla. Tesla on the hourly. I really look for divergence on the intraday charts. So when I'm looking for bullish divergence, I'm looking for the stocks to be making higher highs and the stochastics to be making lower lows. So because the Stokes and the RSI are making the lower lows, that would not be divergence. Now, you did say on the hourly, and I am looking at the daily. I'm looking very quickly for divergence. Here's some divergence. See how that's making higher highs? And that's kind of making lower lows. That would be what I'm looking for. Let's check it out on the hourly. Let's turn off the extended hours. At this point, I don't see it. Doesn't mean it's not there. But even if you are seeing divergence, bullish divergence just means don't go bullish now. And I agree, don't go bullish now. Doesn't mean it has to go bearish, but yeah. Mila, you say why not? I don't know why not to what. So if you would type in your question again, then I'll give you my best answer. Yeah. But you probably typed it in a timely manner, but by the time I looked at it, I'm not sure which comment you are referring to. I apologize. I tried to do an Ubedithil type trade on Southwest today. Lost like an eighth of an R, something small like that. Looks good. Why not on the hourly? For divergence, I don't know, Mila. I don't know. I've just always looked at it on a daily chart. I rarely look at an hourly chart anyways when I'm trading. If I'm swing trading, I swing trade off the daily. If I'm day trading, the 15-minute is about the longest time frame I use. It's fractal. Okay. I'm not going to say it's wrong. It's just not something I do. And as you know, I'm a big proponent that everyone have their own trading plan, trade your plan. There are lots of people that big time out traded me the last couple of days. So if it works for you on the hourly, great. Look at it on the hourly. When I looked at Tesla on the hourly, I did not see the bullish divergence. Doesn't mean it wasn't there. I'm just trying to move a little bit quick so that this so that the video doesn't go too much over an hour. Mike, were you the one that asking me? Mila says, okay, Mila, ask all the questions you want. Ask all the questions you want. You keep typing, I'll keep answering. And yes, I'm trying to get the video in close to an hour, but it's very important to me that you get your questions answered. So I'm just going to pause because one of the saddest emails I've gotten since Real Life Trading Open was someone said, I did not get my questions answered. And I was flabbergasted. So I want to be sure this is not a time where I'm not answering your questions. So Mila, if you have questions, ask them. If you want to talk about it later, because someone said they had to go soon, 512-296-8403 is my cell phone in the USA. My email is brad@reallifetrading.com. If you want to Slack, you've already sent me Slack messages. I know that you know how to hit me up at @BradReed, or you can just type it here. All right, I just hit a weird button. I'm going to check my volume really quick. Y'all can hear me okay, right? Yeah, all right, sounds good. So Mila, if you have a question, type it in, and we'll do it. Clive says 1-800-HOT-TUBS. Yeah. So Southwest Airlines, big bullish candle today. The volume does not make me excited about a possible rollover back down. I'm not sure if this thing's going to take off back up to the top of this channel. It very likely could. You know, there's been a pretty solid two-wave channel here. If I were to take this thing bullish, I would actually like for it to come up here and wiggle up there, which would make this some flavor of an inverted head and shoulders. If I'm going to take this thing bearish, I'm going to wait for it to wiggle there for a little bit and then maybe take the breakdown at that open. But definitely going to be waiting right now on Southwest Airlines. Okay, I'll take a look at MDB. I got two more to take a look at. American Airlines, massive gap down today with strong bearish volume. This one does look much more bearish, so maybe Southwest does get a breakdown. Man, if Southwest wants to gap down tomorrow beneath that bullish candle, I will day trade that thing bearish if it's a gap and go tomorrow. I don't think it will, but it might. So actually, American might be one that we look for it to come up here, and if it does a wiggle, then we take this thing on down bearish. Do I want to put in a sell limit? Right there, protective stop there. Target one's not really quite far enough away. I'm going to wait a little bit on American Airlines, but I will keep it on our watch list for a potential trade. Yes, Robert, some would. Some might say that would not want to say that and be recorded saying that. All right, CSX. Gapped up above support is wiggling. Entry there, stop there. What's wrong with that? The high there is 61.50. So what if I said 61.62? Bullish stop limit. And a protective stop, the low there is 58.57. Call that 58.49. That would be a risk of $3.13. So 2R would be $6.26. So 67.88, something like that. Whoa, I can do math this late at night. Dang. Now the question is that too far away? This looks very much like a wave 3. Is that the wave 4 though? I say wave 3 because of that monster gap right there in the middle. So that would hit 2R. That would not. That would. I'm not going to make this official today. I might tomorrow. If you like this setup on CSX, if that meets your trading plan, then you can enter that. I like that one a lot. Going to give it one more day to marinate. Clive likes it. All right. There was one, was it MDB that was requested? And Mule, right? Was it MDB? Scrolling through the chat pane, Someone's helping me out. Yes, MDB. MDB. Okay, so a relatively new stock. I don't really like trading new stocks. I like them to have more history. This could be a very nice Morningstar reversal off that daily 100, but the reward risk doesn't give too much to be desired. If it wiggles there, really, do you take it short or do you take it bullish? It has found support there, which is nice. Mila says we can break the 420 candle. Why are you talking about 420? Oh, you mean April 20th. So you want to see a wiggle in there, right? Bracket it. I definitely think a breakdown of there would be extremely bearish. Mark, how come you know what that is? Huh? Okay, so I think a wiggle up in there or a wiggle down here on MDB, but at least for the time being, I'm not ready to place a trade on it. If you do have shares, protective stop there or there, I think is a reasonable place. MULE. Yeah, it looks like this one got acquired. This one is probably not going to move, which is why it hasn't been moving. Because when a stock like this gets purchased, they know that the company is worth so many million. They know how many. So, for example, maybe this stock is worth $44.5 million. There's 1 million shares outstanding in the stock, so each share of stock is worth $44.51. And that's why it just goes sideways and why the volatility gets sucked out. If you're looking to take a risk on this one, I would say there are many opportunities, many other better opportunities out there. Folks, on the video, sorry for going long. Those of y'all in the chat pane, and there are a lot of y'all, thank you so much for making this a fun evening. Thanks for being flexible with my family schedule. You guys rock, you're amazing. Tomorrow is going to be a very exciting day, day trading. So let's rock it out, folks. Be patient tomorrow. There are so many opportunities. Don't jump into the first one. I did that today. I jumped into a very nice looking opportunity. Wait. It's much better to be out of a trade wishing you were in than in a trade wishing you were out. And that goes for swing trading too. Folks, thanks for an awesome week. We got one more day. Tomorrow, the swing trading floor will be at 4 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to trading with y'all tomorrow. And as always, trade on logic, not on hope. Have a good one, everybody.